Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
Dream that Sydney Sweeney was in my dreams last night.
Whoa. Do you have the bond with Sydney Sweeney?
Oh my God, could you imagine? No, I think I've just been trying to stay up with the kids and watch Euphoria.
The youths. Yeah, right.
And Sydney was in my dreams last night, and I was teaching her about tarot in a mall. It was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, that actually sounds like a great time.
It was great.
Sydney Sweeney is like everything more I learn about Sydney Sweeney, I'm like always flabbergasted. Like how she like writes a whole book for every character that she does or whatever. And that she's like a huge car girl and I love that you now share the dream space together.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to imagine that last night Sydney Sweeney had a weird dream about getting Orange Julius and Annie Mans with a random bitch and then learned about tarot in a mall.
Yeah.
And woke up like, what the fuck? Who is that? You know what? I woke up and I felt really refreshed. Hi, though. For real? Welcome to Into the Twilight.
Hey, you're here. You made it. Have a seat.
Have a seat. Let's talk. How are you? Hi, this is Into the Twilight.
Hi, hello. We are here. I'm good. I'm vibing. I'm feeling that Aries energy.
God
this week. You know what I mean? Like it's here.
I've had so many fucking headaches since the switch. It's so annoying.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. I wanted to bring a show. Oop,
we're back.
You thought we took a week off? Sorry, we're back, baby. I want to talk about Welcome to Flatch. Because Fox and Hulu are not promoting this television program, so I have to do it for them. And it is essentially like a mockumentary show set in like a small town, following just the wild, rambunctious folks that live there and interact with each other. And that sounds like a very easy prompt. You know, everybody's doing a little mockumentary shit. Everyone's doing the fake TV crew and the area they don't know about, whatever. Sure. But this is very fun and it's very good. It stars Holmes. I think her real name is Chelsea Holmes, but she goes by Holmes and is like a comedian that like blew up kind of like on TikTok and Instagram and has been doing shows long before that or whatever. But like she plays like this kid who's very just like self-conscious but also thinks she's the king of the world and hot shit and just like punching shit, and like has her best friend / cousin is always there with her, and they're like the main two that are just hogging up the cams all the time. It's just very good. There's like a lot of
I haven't heard anything about this.
Yeah.
Can you tell me where my middle school crush Sean William Scott is in this?
Crucially, he is a very important character in this. He is very good in this.
Okay.
He is the pastor.
Oh my God. Okay.
Formerly, before being a pastor, was in a Christian boy band called Amen. And sometimes busts his dances out. It's so good. Like, I haven't had like these genuine belly laughs besides like Abbott Elementary, to be honest. Like,
honestly,
it's very good. Okay. And like a lot of like little slides that are like very obviously like Office-y or Parks and Rec-y, but like its own situation, you know. I'm a fan. I love it.
I think that this year in particular, I've been immensely grateful for comedy. Like,
yes.
The Righteous Gemstones ended, and then I was like, I have a hole in my heart for comedy. I need to fill it. And then I watched all of Abbott Elementary essentially in like a day. And I was like, fuck, what am I going to do now? And so you have come at a great time with Welcome to Flatch, which is exactly what I need. So I'm very excited. Because I love a mockumentary when it's done well.
Yes, right.
So and I haven't heard fuck all about this.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited.
Well, here I am. I'm here for you.
Thank you so much for this.
How are you doing, my friend?
I am doing all right. My allergies, my friend, are just...
They're here.
So aside from that, I'm doing pretty well. I also brought a television show.
We're back, baby.
We are back on our bullshit. I almost brought a different television show, but we have decided to do it instead for our bonus Jonas.
Yes.
So I've saved that so that I don't spoil things for you. So if people are screaming at us right now, being like, why the fuck haven't either of you talked about Our Flag Means Death? First of all, stop.
Right.
Second of all, we will be spending like 30 minutes talking specifically about it.
Yeah, so get ready.
But what I am bringing to the space is unsurprisingly something that you have already talked about before.
Hell yeah.
Which is MasterChef Junior.
Fuck yeah.
And unfortunately, the only cooking shows on Hulu are all Gordon Ramsay.
Right,
based.
properties.
Which is wild for me because I had never watched any of them before. And so I was like, first of all, why the fuck is this dude on everything?
Right.
What I did not realize when you had previously talked about this was how much this was going to heal my heart.
Yes.
And soul.
It's so good.
One, it's fucking hilarious because these tweens take themselves very seriously, which is hilarious.
It's like, I've had caviar when I was 4.
And it's like, okay, Melissa.
Yeah. I was born knowing how to make a croquembouche.
You need an apple box to cook here, but sure. And I think that that's hilarious because, like, they take themselves very seriously. And I knew just from small clips that I had seen that Gordon Ramsay was kind to the babies. And that was great.
Right,
What I did not realize was how much I needed to hear Gordon and Aron and the other woman whose name I can't remember right now being kind to me. I mean them. It is immensely healing because these kids are trying their goddamn best.
Yeah. And they all believe in them so hard.
And they believe in them so much. And I've never heard that ever in my life. And so that's very encouraging. But what I also love, and I did not expect this, but the kids also believe in each other. They're all just like lifting each other up. And it's just the cutest goddamn thing I've ever seen. I didn't expect it to be so pure, but also like it's stressful, sure, for them to cook.
Sure.
But they also like make it fun. And I didn't expect that.
Yeah, it is truly so wholesome.
Anyways, very nice. All the stars.
We love it. Love to see it.
Hey, speaking of stars.
Ooh.
So so the Oscars happen.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the fashion bits.
Yes, please, God.
Can you tell us about our famous roommates that reunited?
My heart bursting at the seams. I know we've been talking a lot of shit about Jamie Dornan because he keeps talking. He keeps popping up in our news corners.
Correct.
Every week. But this is very cute. Andrew Garfield, Jamie Dornan reunited at the Oscars and were very, very touchy-feely, I would say. Quite intimate. Just little kisses, little just genuine laughter captured by a camera.
It's so cute. So Andrew Garfield, as usual, looked dapper as fuck. Velvet suit. Thank you.
Looking like that chic Wayfair couch from 2018.
Oh my god. Jamie Dornan, boring as usual,
Yeah,
but
God.
fine.
Yeah. Not offensive, but...
Not offensive, just fine. The smiles on these two men.
I feel it. I feel the joy radiating from my laptop screen.
It honestly could be a stock photo. That's how much happiness is coming out
Yeah,
of
you could
this.
just title this like 2 white guys having a genuine good time together and just put that on Getty and that's it.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
I will say, and I appreciate, I don't see who they credited for the photos here, but these are the only 2 photos that prove Jamie Dornan was at the Oscars.
Right, there is no other evidence.
Right.
Not in the pre-show, not in the show, not anywhere. This man was not present.
There might be one other photo at some point where of him and his wife.
So wife confirmed.
Wife confirmed, but that was it. I did not see him during the ceremony at all.
No.
Maybe they did what I would do if I was a celebrity, which is go on the red carpet, do my obligatory photos, and then not go to the ceremony because fuck that. Like,
yeah, honestly, I would respect that.
Yeah, just go, I don't know, get dinner. Whatever the fuck he does, I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So it was very odd to me. The red carpet, I would say, was nice.
Yeah.
That was when the Oscars was still boring, but fine. Kristen looked fine.
Listen, that Chanel contract's got her in a chokehold, and we know it.
Yeah.
And it's okay. I like this after look, I guess. It's just like a black lace with flowers kind of dress, perhaps. It's fine. Like, it's fine. It's nothing like, it doesn't scream Oscars to me. And the star power that she could exude.
Yeah, if you didn't see the Vanity Fair logo in the back, it could have been at literally anything.
Right, yeah, sure, yeah.
I do respect her in not wearing a bra the entire night.
Yeah, that is a flex.
So I do think that the highlight with Kristen on the red carpet was seeing her and Dylan together.
Yeah, smooching on the red carpet and then being next to each other.
That was, for me, the best.
My wives.
Literally. Literally. What if they had brought Guy as the third?
Oh my god.
Just
that would be
casually.
so... They just, do the wedding at the Oscars. Maybe that was the plan if she won. They would have brought Guy up there. They would have just
instead
done a
of her
quick...
acceptance ceremony, just quickly get married.
Right, just a
Has
quick
that ever
officiation.
happened at the Oscars?
I feel like no. I feel like that's a wild thing.
I feel like that would be amazing to happen, just very quickly. Honestly, you could get married faster than some people's speeches at the Oscars.
Listen.
So, you know what? That's fine. Speaking of obligatory things that happened this week, April Fool's Day happened, which I'm not a fan of. Cody, notably not a fan.
Yeah. The brands. Make them stop.
The notable fools, that are relevant to us anyways, are our fucking Lionsgate folks who did a little harmless prank.
Just had a little goofy gaff.
Right. Who, in addition to changing the names and photos on their Twitter accounts from Twilight to the Hunger Games and vice versa, just said not a lot going on at the moment, and posted these movie posters of, I won't say that it's deeply photoshopped, because that would imply that it's pretty. Right.
I will say this Hunger Games one does kind of go hard. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm a big fan of the Twilight Saga Mockingjay Part 1.
Yeah.
It's very moody. It's very broody.
Sure.
They all look like ghosts. But
right? They all look dead. Yeah, for sure.
But the Hunger Games Breaking Dawn Part 1, where they are all up in flames.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful.
It's honestly, it's so crisp.
It is.
Everyone looks so HD, even though these are all 10-year-old at least photos, and screenshots and posters. They are crisp. Bella's got her, red eyes going on. It's very,
and I think that's why it looks so good.
Yeah, it all ties it together. I, unironically would print this out. Have a little inspiration, to the day.
That's what I love so much about this is because they're both Lionsgate, you know that it was very easy to just use like the fucking shared G drive that they
Right,
have.
exactly. Yeah, just do a little swap.
I love the idea that someone probably really took this and ran and was like, oh my god, like they're coming back.
Right, let's go. Let's go.
They're doing this. But you know what? That's fine. Could you briefly tell us about this, what I thought was a prank but isn't, Easter treat?
The Kmart shoppers are losing it. They're freaking out. Their beans are freaked, okay?
I think this is in Australia.
I believe it's Australia, yeah, because this is from 7 News Australia. So thank you, 7 News. Folks found that, like, you know, in a little Facebook group, they're like, oh, we got these little Easter crackers, the little things that you kind of like
Little
tear
twist-ems?
apart, little twist 'em ups, you know? And they got little things in them, like little sayings and shit. Turns out they include 50 Shades of Grey in them. Not like the text or
just
anything
weird.
horny, I guess, or anything provocative.
Right.
But it has like a prompt of like a joke, you know, like a little joke. It's a little Star Wars joke, and below it's like, ooh, a charade, book/film, 50 Shades of Grey. It definitely shouldn't be in a like Easter thing, especially if it's for children or for a family, perhaps,
Sure.
you know. But it's not like overtly like pornographic or whatever. But it is very funny seeing the side by side of the text 50 Shades of Grey next to this very sweetly illustrated bunny rabbit on this Easter cracker. And just being like, ding, these are the same. What? Hello?
Especially since the parents who are quoted in this piece are saying, like, this left me speechless. I am outraged. And it's like,
Right.
okay, first of all, whoa. Should it be in there? No.
Yeah, no.
That doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
It definitely felt like I would read that as like someone put that as a placeholder that they needed to change. It just looks funny.
Right.
On there. But knowing that the idea of Easter and spring in general is this idea of like rejuvenation, mating, of things like coming back.
Right.
It's just like, okay, sure. Is that why some like weird person put this in there? I don't know.
Yeah, what sicko did this?
Like, what? Why did you put this? It's just a bad choice.
Yeah.
And it feels like something. How did someone not catch that along the way?
Yeah, seems a little sus.
A very odd piece of news to get in our inbox this week.
Yeah.
I am very appreciative of one of our listeners sending this to our Twitter. Their local vegan bakery did a promotion celebrating the last day that the Twilight Saga was on Netflix. And they did that by posting on Instagram about if their cinnamon rolls were Twilight characters. And they sent us the photo. And first of all, these cinnamon rolls look fucking delicious.
Yeah.
But I am so impressed with this vegan bakery because their pairings are great. They did a great job. Edwards feels very appropriate of being what looks like a mocha cinnamon roll.
Yeah, this is it feels very related. Yeah.
Yeah, they say dark and stormy, but still a classic like mocha and espresso.
Mood, vibe.
Yum. That sounds, I bet it smells amazing.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Mike's?
Mike Newton's is very funny. Strawberry shortcake is the closest thing we can think of for a marshmallow. Which is very funny.
Jacob's is unfortunately the one that I would eat. I've never had one of these like gourmet cinnamon rolls before.
Yeah.
But this one sounds delicious. And the caption is clearly he's funnier than Funfetti, or clearly he's funner than Funfetti when he's fixing the bikes with Bella. And it looks like maybe it's a Funfetti frosting on top of the cinnamon roll.
Yeah, it looks like it.
These look delicious. Commentary, great. Pairings, great. Love it.
Fabulous. Yeah, love to see it.
Amazing. I wish more people would be this thoughtful with their advertising. So
Yeah.
great choice all around. When I last remember our reading of the titular Shadowkiss,
Yes.
things were left off in a little bit of a feisty space.
Sure. Yeah. Bit of limbo. Little aggression.
Rose had her first test post halftime
Right.
and did great, and was about to go celebrate in the cafeteria, but she didn't get to do that because she had to break up a fight between Adrian and Christian.
Yeah.
And Lissa was nowhere to be found.
Right. And
That's where I remember us.
right.
moving on.
And we pick up right there, essentially.
In media res.
In media res. Because at the end of this, she kind of hears, like, Lissa's scream and feels, like, pain. And she's like, uh-oh, what the fuck is this? And Rose is like, all right, go time. I gotta find out where she is. I think I, like, you know, can see where she is from here. And, like, just, like, breaks down and runs. Like, just go and be like, we gotta see where the fuck Lissa is and what the hell is happening.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast. Okay. And apparently we got all these fuckwads in here. Jesse and Ralph, Brandon, Brett, all these folks.
Their weird ass cult.
Right. And she's still, like, listening through, like, the bond a little bit as she's sort of, like, trying to get there or whatever. But what is happening is that these fools are torturing Lissa to join the group.
Good.
With all their little magic things. Which, like, hello? That seems like an escalation that maybe was not
I'm
necessary.
gonna force you to be my friend. Rawr.
Right. Yeah. It seems a little desperate, guys, first of all. And also quite rude.
Right.
So it's not great. And Jesse's kind of just, like, overseeing it and being like, you know, doing all this shit and, like, being like, you go on here. And it's just like, hello? I hate this energy. This is bad.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Like,
It's
all these
fucked
people
up.
are, like, swapping in and out, doing their, like, we got, like, an air person. We get, like, a whatever. Like, all these people kind of, like, come on in, do their rounds, I guess. And each time, like, Rose is feeling this, like, hurt and stuff as Lissa's feeling it. And it sucks.
Yes.
Not a fan of that.
Especially when she makes a note that after the air magic user, notably the, like, very traumatizing, because Lissa has already had a bad experience with an air magic user torture.
Right, like, very, very triggering from the previous instance. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Rose notes that something snaps inside of Lissa, which is not good.
Yeah. Because that feels like, ooh, we're back to bad feelings, bad vibes.
Bad vibes. Yep. Exactly.
of the dark energy.
Yes. Which, like, valid.
Yeah. Right. Yes, for sure.
But not good. Not good to have more bad magic in this space.
Right.
It's not going to help things.
Yeah, we're not really doing hot here. So Rose finally makes her way in and is very angry. And most of the people, like, kind of scatter away. She does give a few punches, which is very good. But it's just, like, her and Lissa trying to be like, what is happening? What do we do? What's the vibe? You know, which is not great. Lissa also brings up spiders, which is...
Because here's the fucked up thing, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, Rose comes in and notes that, like, no one really tries to even use their magic against Rose, and she's like, cool, good to know.
Right. Interesting. Okay. You also keep that in the back pocket.
Like, immediately just, like, lays into Ralph, and then just, even though he wasn't necessarily, like, Jesse is the ringleader here, but she was like, you know what, fuck you. Like,
right.
And then goes to find Jesse, who's the other culprit here, and then she finds him. He's the only one that's still left. Everyone else is, like, scattered.
Right.
And Jesse is just standing there
Yeah.
But he's staring into space and his mouth is open.
Yeah, because
And-
Lissa's doing some dark magic here, being like,
Yeah.
he thinks he's seeing spiders. Isn't that cool? And Rose is like, motherfucker, like this, like I get it, but also this, you know, we did
It's not
it.
great.
Everyone's gone. We can just relax. This is obviously not good for you and your brain. How about we chill? Okay.
Especially when Rose is like, she can hear that everyone else is starting to like come and join them.
Yeah.
And so she's like, Lissa, I get it. Fuck this dude.
Right.
I would do the same thing right now, but like it's over, right?
Yeah.
We got him. We'll get everyone else. It's fine. It's all done.
Yeah. Don't even
And
worry.
yeah, I got you. And Lissa's like, no.
But what if? What if I destroy them all?
What if I destroy them all? Because what they were doing was it was an initiation ritual. Like they'd asked me a couple days ago and I said, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
And then they bugged me again today saying that they knew this shit about Christian and Adrian. And it really started to bug me. And I finally told them like, okay, fine. I'll come to one of your sessions, but I don't know anything about compulsion.
Right.
And like, obviously, Rose, I'm lying. I just
You're
want to
right.
know what they know.
Right.
They agreed, but they told me that I had to go through this ritual because they wanted to know how much I knew. And they do this as a way of like testing how strong people are in the compulsion because they
Right.
torture them until they can't stand it. And in that moment where people are stressed out, they'll lash out and try to compel their attackers to stop.
Right.
And if the person being attacked manages to use compulsion, then that person is in the group.
Right.
And is looking at Jessie. And she's looking at Jessie, but Jessie is still focused on like seeing spiders, right? Like Jane
Right.
in Twilight, like her powers. And
Yeah.
she's looking at Jessie and she's like, I guess that makes me their president, huh? And she's like,
Hey, bestie,
it.
stop. Please stop. And Lissa is like, it's actually, I can't stop. Like, you know, it's here. I am,
Right.
you know, I can't let go of this energy. And I think it's just here forever now. I think this is just who I am now. And Rose is like, no, I'll just take it because I can do that. Just give me your bad vibes. I'll take your bad vibes. Okay.
you know, in a very straight way.
Right. In a very straight, not fruity way. And obviously Lissa doesn't really know about her snooping and trying to figure out the whole situation with the previous spirit, shadow kissed, whatever. So she's just like, why would that do? You can't do magic. And she's just like, just listen to me. Just, I'll do it, okay?
Right. I'm a sponge. I got this. Just
Yeah.
let me have it.
And then Rose goes goblin mode. Yeah, Rose goes goblin mode. And it's bad. It's like immediate. She like is
Yeah.
overcome with like a animalistic rage and fucks everyone. Like first
Yeah.
fully Jessie. Like fully goes to Jessie and is like going at him.
What if I just punch
Punching.
his face in?
Yeah, just
inwards?
in, and blood just comes all out of his nose.
Yeah.
Everyone's screaming. Lissa's being like, please stop. And she like can't even like comprehend. Like it's not even coming into her brain. Like she's just totally shut off and is just focused on this, which is nuts.
It's really wild because there's obviously what it feels like the magic is doing to Rose because she's not a magic user is
Right.
it's taking everything that she has and turning it up like 10 notches.
Right. Yeah.
And she also doesn't have the magic to turn it down.
Right. Has no control over it, seems. Yeah.
Yeah, and so she's just on autopilot. And so even when Dimitri comes in
Yeah.
and is like, I think it was Eddie first who comes
Yeah,
in.
Eddie
and is
first tried to start. Yeah.
like, you need to knock it off. She's like, no.
You need to
no,
leave.
Obviously. Right, exactly. She's like, obviously I can't do that. Like,
Yeah.
it's so interesting to see because this continues for most of this chapter.
Right.
And it feels it's like she doesn't have a choice.
Right. It's like fully taken over. Yeah. And even when like they take Eddie out and be like, we're going to get him like fucking medical attention. Like even Lissa goes down and like heals him a little bit, but they're like, we need to get him like actual medical attention. So they like shoo him away or whatever. She's like fully like, you can't do that. Like I'm going to kill him. Like you can't let him do this. Like it's a wild like switch of just this is like all her brain is right now.
Yeah. It feels very like primal, like she's just on, there's like no comprehension or like critical thinking happening.
Right.
She's like just on this thing. Because what's super interesting too is like when Dimitri finally comes in and is like, okay, so we can do this the easy way or the hard way, but like I'm obviously not letting you go near Jesse because you are going to kill him right now.
Yeah.
And he's at the med clinic, so like you can't even get near him.
Mm-hmm.
If you can accept that right now, like I'll let you go. But if you bolt, I'm like, this is not gonna go well.
Right.
And she's like, okay. But Alberta told you that I need to get cleaned up, so we're going to the med clinic, knowing full well that
right.
like, that's where Jessie is, and she
right.
needs to like finish the job.
Dimitri's like, God damn it,
like,
absolutely not.
Fuck, Rose, stop. But he doesn't realize yet, because of course, like I think the only one that knows really right now is Lissa, what's wrong. He just thinks that she is like really pissed. I think he doesn't really, I don't think he realizes right now that something is like wrong.
Right. Yeah. It's just like how deep this goes, you know?
Yeah.
Then we go to this cabin, baby.
Yeah, is going back to the cabin from last book.
Yeah.
From Frostbite.
Yeah.
That Tasha used.
Right. I love that even with overcome with rage and a totally different like voodoo or whatever. She's like, you know, Tasha really did get to do a great job with this place. It looks great.
Yeah, she did a great job.
Yeah, it looks very cozy and homey in here. Anyway, back to bloodthirsty thoughts.
And she tries like really hard to persuade him to let her go.
Right.
Just so that she can finish the job. Which is
right.
And Timmy's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what?
Why does nobody do anything
upset.
with crime or anything here? Nobody gets really punished. It's all the same. It's bullshit.
And she's
I gotta do everything.
Pissed.
Yeah.
She won't stop about it until he finally is like, Rose, you need to fucking snap out of this. And he's like finally starts yelling at her.
Yeah.
And he's like, I get it. Like, you are stressed. You've been under a lot of pressure. But what it's doing to you right now is it's making this a lot worse.
Right.
And she's like, no.
I'm fine. This is actually cool and good of me to be. I like this.
Well, and she finally brings up something that she had initially been really shocked about, which is that, like, Dimitri said you wanted to kill Victor when he was in prison. So, like, where is that part of you right now?
Right.
Like, why are you fine with my Bond babe getting almost killed on school property? Where's that guy now? And he's like, well, obviously, Rose, that was an exaggeration.
Right. I wasn't going to kill him. But you were very much trying to, so...
And I think this is when he starts to realize, like, there is something that's
like actually going on
right now.
Right.
Yeah.
And she tries to, like, escape a little bit, you know, while they're talking of just being like, let me just get out of here, but does not make it quite far because Dimitri is huge.
Yeah. What I found very interesting about the way that he tries to solve this problem is not to get help.
Right.
He realizes, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but the way to bring Rose back and to get this like dark magic out was to dick her down. I was not necessarily expecting that.
Yeah.
That was hey, Ferrero, that was a choice.
That was a choice.
So.
And like, it's not, listen, there's things going on here. But I do appreciate a little bit that it's not like they did it, and then she was like, I'm cured. You know what I mean? Like, it was
Yeah.
very much of them. Like, he was like, literally had to like forcibly pin her down to the bed, not for sexy reasons, and was just like, yeah, nice, but also, hey.
Yeah.
But was just like, you need, like, you have this, like, it's okay, like, we're
You have a
gonna,
mental illness, Rose.
but yeah, you're sick, Rose. But like, she like slowly like finally gets back to a normal state, and then they get very horny and then do it. But I like at least that it's not a direct correlation of like, Dimitri was horny and that's why you're centered and calm. You know what I mean?
Yes, I completely agree. He very much treats Rose in this like dark magic state similarly to like a panic attack, where he is trying to like bring her back to her baseline first.
Right.
Which he has done before the like sexy times happen.
Right.
Whereas I think that in previous books that we have critiqued, I think that other authors would do the thing of like, you're mad or you're sad, so I'm just gonna kiss you and assume that will like distract you from whatever.
We're all good now. Right.
Whereas I think that what happens here is like when Rose comes out of this really heightened state, she's like, oh no, I'm vulnerable right now. Mm-hmm. And you're here and we're alone and I want to kiss you and oops.
Uh-oh.
And they both do the thing where they're like, we can't do this. And they're like, agreed.
And then they do it. Oh, it's so good. It's like chef's kiss. Ferrero.
One of my favorite things.
Yeah. We can't. We shouldn't. And yet. It was hot though, TBH.
I agree.
Yeah.
Here's what I will say, and I think that I felt a ping of this when they were at the court with the tarot.
Yeah. That
got a lot stronger here, and then it was confirmed in the next chapter that homeboy's gone.
Yeah.
And that is and I felt that feeling this whole book of like Ferrero is doing, I don't know why, is trying to get rid of him.
Right. Do like a one last hurrah before he somehow disappears or dies or goes missing.
Everything that he is doing feels like he's saying goodbye.
Right.
And I thought that was just me and my abandonment issues, but now it feels like I'm not just reading into it.
Right.
And that sucks because I love Dimitri, and I'm going to be very mad if I am proven correct.
Yeah, I agree. And especially too of the ways they're like talking to each other like, I'm never going to let anything bad happen to you. Which they both know is big no-no because their first priority should be their Moroi and their people they're protecting or whatever. And anything else is a distraction and they can't be each other's number ones. But they're still both like, well, I'll say it though.
To me, this felt very much like I don't know that they knew this going into it, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
But it felt a lot like this is the last time that we are going to have together.
Yeah.
And that one I love to read.
Right.
But also fuck you
but also
much.
How dare you?
But
so
also
rude.
fuck you.
How dare you give us this and then make it like this?
And then take it away.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
We could have had 3 more books of this. Just this.
Yeah, and also it also makes you wonder, like, after this chapter ends and then after this next chapter, where the fuck are we go? How do we have 3 more books anyway?
Yeah.
So they have their sexy times.
Yeah.
They're holding hands.
It's very sweet.
It's very cute. They're walking in the campus. Rose is like, I got my boyfriend. I saved my best friend.
Everything's great.
I'm seeing ghosts, but like it's fine.
Yeah, nothing bad can happen today.
Yeah. Today. Yeah, I've only been awake for, because now it's like theoretically like the end of Sunday. She's been awake for a long time.
Sure.
I think that's important to keep in mind.
Yeah.
And on the way back into campus, Mason shows up. And it's interesting because I don't know, it's been a minute since Mason has shown up and she's been around other people.
Right, yeah. And she's like, hey, you see that? And Demetrius like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
What? And she's like, oh shit, Mason's here. Just give me 1 sec. I gotta talk to my boy.
And at the same time, Demetrius like wrote
kind
something's
of,
not, yeah, he's like not okay.
Right. He's like, we should probably go back. Something seems off. I don't like the vibes right now. And she's like, no, it's fine. I'm gonna talk to Mason. Gonna see what he has to say. Gotta talk to my ghost friend, see what he has to say. Okay. And for the first time, he is able to utter words, which has not happened previously.
Correct.
And
because he's tried to say something before, like he's had his mouth open, but he couldn't say words.
Right. Or has resorted to like nods and shaking your head. Any sort of nonverbal communication. And this takes him a hot minute to utter this out. Homeboy's trying very hard, but it seems like he is stressed. And just says, they're coming. Hello?
Hello? Mason?
Mason, come on.
So, great. Good.
So cool.
Thank you, Mason. Definitely not... When I read this, it gave me... I mean, I was also reading it at night, but it gave me fucking shivers up my spine.
Oh my god, yeah, chills.
And, because, like, can you imagine if they do this in the show and, like, that's where an episode ends?
Oh my god. Brutal.
Anyways, so chapter 24 starts. And naturally, Rose is like, Dimitri?
Yeah. I have something to tell you.
Yeah, the Strigoi are here.
Yeah.
But Rose doesn't even have a chance to say anything.
Right, because Strigoi already there, already swoops in and is like, oh shit, Dimitri's going hard, doing the little stake thing, just moseying around. But it seems like there are more than one, which is not ideal. And he like turns to her and is like, all right, are you good? Like, what the fuck is up? You need to get the fuck out of here. You need to go get reinforcements. You need to tell the Guardians. You need to get out of here, okay? And like, as soon as you run, don't turn back, don't stop. If you hear anything, ignore it. Just go and get help. And then tell them Buria? I don't know, it's Russian. Whatever. And that'll hopefully make them know this is serious. Okay.
One thing that happens before Rose even said anything to Dimitri, which is important in this chapter, is she is getting nausea.
Yes. Oh yeah. Crucially important. Yes.
So Rose has a spidey sense before the Strigoi come, and it's nausea. And you might think, like, oh, she just got dicked down for the first time. Like, she's had a lot of traumatic events happening. Like, that's very understandable. She didn't even eat dinner. Like, there's a lot of things.
Her tummy probably just hurts,
Yeah, like, her stomach hurts, right?
Yeah.
No, it's her. She has a spidey sense for Strigoi, and it's nausea. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, just keep that in the back of your head. Yeah.
Dimitri does the thing that I am obsessed with of, like, don't stop no matter what.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And
they don't say I love you. They don't. No. It's just like, go. This is go time no matter what. And of course Rose is like, so obviously, like, I'm running and like fuck Dimitri for making me like run when we first started training, and that he's right.
Right. Fuck. He's always right.
But everything is, like, crashing down around her because she's like, what are you talking about? Like, there are Strigoi at our school. Like, that's never supposed to happen.
Right. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Right. And she goes into her dorm.
She goes to the dorm.
Sees Stan.
Yeah, it's like, hey, buddy. There's Strigoi right the fuck out of here. You gotta go.
Yeah.
And he's immediately like, Rose.
Rose, you've cried wolf so many times, Rose. I'm so tired of your shit.
Yeah, like, I can't do this anymore. And she's like, God damn it, okay? Like, and then all these people are like, you know, coming out looking at this, like, a little show, like a little popcorn and shit. And she's like, I'm not crazy, okay? Listen, they're out there. Buria. It's a Buria thing. And then Stan just fucking leaves and it's like, oh shit.
Fuck.
Oh man, I gotta go.
And she finally finds out once Alberta tells her, like, you need to stay in this dorm.
Right.
Go up to the floors that you live on. Like, this whole campus is under lockdown now.
Right, and just protect.
But she finally finds out what Buria means, and apparently it's Russian for storm. So.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So interesting.
And Rose is obviously pissed because she's like, I don't want to fucking guard a floor of a thing, especially since he has no fucking clue where Christian is.
She's no clue where Christian is. Like, she knows that Lissa and Eddie are together.
Right, and so they're good. But she's supposed to be protecting Christian. And she was, you know, having a little sexy times, so could not do that.
Right. So, like, fuck this door. Like, fuck this.
Yeah.
And she's able to even, like, she's able to do her spidey senses with Lissa. Mm-hmm. She knows that she's fine. Right. She's taken care of.
Yeah, and is just freaking out about Rose and Christian, which is sweet.
But now it's Christian that she's worried about because she can't do spidey senses with him. She doesn't know where he is. She's like, fuck. Okay, well, I mean, if I was Christian, I would go to, like, the last place I think they said he was in the church. So we gotta go there first. Right.
And she just fucking, like, Mission Impossible's this shit. Like, scaling the window, like, going out and around and just being like...
Yeah, I think she somehow got a stake. I don't know. I think it was from Alberta. Yeah. She was supposed to be, like, up taking care of someone's dorm. And she finally found some novices and was like, okay, take care of them. Yeah. You're up on a couple of floors. It's going to be wild if they come up here, but, like, take care of it. And then with just this stake was, like, Inspector gouging it out.
Literally, yeah. Just kind of like, all right, time to just mosey around, like, the outside of the campus walls and shit.
And this is another thing, too, where she's like, fuck Dimitri. Like, this is exactly what he was talking about. Like, I have no link to Christian now. I have no idea where he is. Right. This is scary. Whereas with Lissa, I know where she is. She's okay. Fuck.
Yeah. Which, not fun. Not great.
Not fun.
No, not fun for Rose.
Yeah. So now she just has to, like, scale this second... I think she's on the second floor of this, and just try to figure out how to get, like, across campus to the church to see where Christian is.
Yeah.
Like, normal shit, Rose.
Right.
Hello.
Just badassery.
Yeah.
And she,
but
like...
thankfully, she has her fucking spidey sense to figure out where Strigoi are.
Right. Which is fabulous.
Yeah. She doesn't have to go too far, though. She does almost...
She, like, hits the ground and, like, runs to the church, but, like, he's already, like, running back from the church, and she's like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, I'm just trying to go home. What the hell is happening? And she's like, there are Strigoi everywhere. You gotta go.
And she tells him, like, you need to go back to the chapel. Like, this is... The Strigoi can't enter this. You need to go.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
Right. And he was like, are you going to come with me? Like, you going to join me?
They accidentally realize that they are the greatest tag team ever with killing Strigoi.
It is remarkable what happens here. Because she gets nauseous as they're in the middle of their talking. Strigoi just fucking swoops down and shit, and like, oh shit. And, like, they're fighting and shit, and, you know, Rose is doing her best and stuff, but is kind of getting a little ahead of herself, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there's, like, 2 people there, or whatever, and there's just, like, this big, huge guy that's just like, man. And, like, she thinks she's dead. Like, she thinks that she's toast. Like, this dude is huge and is totally overpowering her. She's like, I got no defenses. whatever. Like, this is not like Isaiah where he just gives speeches all the time. Like, this guy is actually trying to
Right.
go for the kill instead of doing his evil monologue, you know? Don't have time to think or plan or whatever. And then Christian fucking comes in with the flames and torches this dude.
Yeah.
Which, powerful. So good.
It's so cool. And
Yeah.
she finally, like, Christian finally is like, listen,
Yeah.
I know you want me to go back to the chapel, but, like, do I have to?
What if we just are the coolest, most badass team ever?
Ever. And they finally realize, like, one of the main places where one of the main buildings that is the weakest point is the elementary school.
Right, because they're understaffed because it's also a weekend, right? So, like, at least the actual school, they have, like, most of the guardians and some of the royals and stuff, and, like, actually, in addition to people that are already on guard, right? But the school, the baby school, has much lower staffing because people are not there 24/7 or whatever in the same
Budget
capacity.
cuts, am I right?
Yeah, right. Am I right? So they're like,
and so
shit, we gotta go.
They go. And this is legitimately the coolest thing I've ever seen.
It's so sick. Like, this is what I would give for, like, Stephanie Meyer fighting writing. You know what I mean? Like, this combat
what I'm
shit
saying.
is so good.
It is so easy when I'm reading this to be able to see what's happening. And it's cool as fuck.
Yeah, and it's fucking sick.
Because, like, this is Christian and Rose at their best when it's like, we don't have to do small talk. We're just taking our anger and aggression out on the bad guys.
Yeah.
And we're saving babies. So cool. And I love that. It's very good. I love that. I will say there's this very weird Strigoi that
Yeah. The
is
blondie.
starting to say the bad blondie who's like, so Lissa, she's alive, right?
Interesting. Good to know.
Good to know. Whereas most of the other Strigoi don't even get a chance to talk because it's just like, it's not just the two of them, obviously.
Right.
There are a lot of other
Folks trying to take him down.
there's
and
a lot of
stuff.
other guardians that are trying to like fight off at this time. Because I think it's like Christian's there, Yuri on Ice is there.
Right. Yes.
Dimitri's there, right? Like there's a lot of people. But anyways, Rose takes note of the blonde baddie because he was like, that was weird. But that was very cool, and I loved that because very nice. Especially because it was like nearly sunrise at this point, so Rose has been up almost the whole day.
Yeah. Homegirl's going through it. She was tired as fuck.
She didn't even eat dinner.
I know. God. This poor girl.
I know.
Yeah. And then Dimitri pops up too. And it's just like, hey guys, that was like the coolest shit I've ever seen.
Ever seen?
That was so sick.
And they noticed too that they like once some of the Strigoi like finally settle at the school, they start to just barely take account of what happened.
Like an accurate head count. Yeah.
Yeah. And like they had killed a lot of Strigoi that were there. But they also notice Dimitri is like, we lost a lot of people. And Christian's like, well, what do you... Poor
Can you be
Christian.
more
He's like, "What do you
specific?"
mean?" And Dimitri at the end of this says something that's like super fucked up, which is that the Strigoi killed some of the Moroi and Hampiers, which, I mean, I think that we all knew that was coming.
Right.
But the fucked up thing is he says that some of the Moroi and Hampiers were carried away by the Strigoi.
Hello?
And that's so, like...
Yeah. Oh.
So we don't know who that is because they haven't had time, obviously, to figure out who's dead, who's alive, who's missing.
Yeah.
So we know right now, anyways, Dimitri's okay, Rose is okay, Christian's okay,
Yes.
and that's
That's about it.
That's about it.
Everything else
folks.
is up in the air.
Yeah. So next week we have chapters 25 and 26, and I think this book goes to 29. So we are like
We're
close.
running to the end.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, I don't feel good.
No. No. I'm scared. To be honest.
I am scared. But I'm also very excited to keep going. So we have some amazing patients to thank. Would
Hell
you
yeah,
like
we
to
do.
Start us off.
Yeah. Shout out to Katie Black.
Ooh. Thank you to Kylie Minty.
Thank you to Alex Dornan.
Ooh. Thank you to Carrie Goldberg. Ooh.
Thank you to Rebecca Cullen.
Ooh. Thank you to our unofficial intern, Taylor Brown Town Lautner.
Ooh. Thank you to Jasmine Anastasia.
Ooh. Thank you to Cassandra Bomer.
Thank you to Megan Pattinson.
Thank you to Cassandra O'Shea.
O'Shea.
Thank
Thank you to Clara Belikov.
Ooh. Thank you to Katya Karp.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Thank you to Hannah Dragomir.
Ooh. Thank you to Hope Castile.
Thank you to Rachel Ashford.
Ooh. Thank you to Abby Ivashkov.
Thank you to India Peach.
Ooh. Thank you to Maddie Facinelli.
Ooh. Thank you to Samara Rinaldi.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Thank you to my mom, your mom, our mom, Kelly Beck.
Mom.
Mom.
Thank you to Sophia Salinger.
Ooh. Thank you to Lara 40.
Thank you to Dan Zeklos.
Ooh. And last but certainly not least, thank you to Maria Swan. I have a fan fiction for you today.
Hell yeah.
This is titled No Strings Attached, and it was written by Halis3108.
Okay.
And the summary is: Rose needs a distraction after breaking up with her boyfriend, Mason. When she accompanies Lissa to her yoga class one night, she meets Dmitry Belikov, the ridiculously handsome Russian instructor. The two clearly have an instant connection. The only problem? Dmitry doesn't do relationships.
All right.
This is from chapter 1. As soon as the pair entered the studio that evening, she saw him, the new instructor, and Rose was gobsmacked. The words, "holy crap," instantaneously flashed across her mind as she first laid eyes on him, and she couldn't ignore the sudden increase of her heart rate. It was almost as though he had been chiseled out of stone by an artist, and a perfectionist at that. Stood at the front of the studio, talking to a few of the ladies here for the class, was a muscular, burly hunk of a man who had to be at least 6'5", if not 6'7". His dark hair was just long enough that it could be tied neatly at the nape of his neck, probably reaching to just above his shoulders had it not been tied back. A few strands had escaped from their hold in the hair tie and had fallen forward messily, but somehow he had made it look intentional. They framed his face in a way that only accentuated his strong jaw and defined cheekbones. Rose instantly felt drawn into his smiling, dark brown eyes that were, strangely, staring intently right in her direction as she stood in front of the door of the studio. Rose's breathing hitched as a sudden image of those darkened eyes staring down at her, as their writhing bodies tangled under her bedsheets, flashed across her mind. "Stop staring, Rose. You'll burn a hole in his head," Lissa chuckled, frustratingly disrupting Rose's attention on what was, quite frankly, the most gorgeous man she had ever laid eyes on. End scene.
Damn. Okay.
I can't imagine doing yoga with a hot instructor. That would be my worst nightmare.
That is terrifying.
That would be absolutely terrifying. So Rose, I don't envy you.
No. I commend you for your bravery.
Yeah, but if that is something that you are interested in, folks, there are 58,000 words.
Fuck yeah.
There for you.
Fuck yeah.
And it was updated as recently as the 30th of March this year.
Wow. So this is hot.
Hot off the presses, folks.
Hell yeah.
Well, friends, we've given you so many new television recommendations despite switching it up for you last week.
Yeah.
So watch a new TV show, tell your friends about our show.
Ooh.
And as we say here in the Pacific Northwest,
Get bit.
And get whipped.
Ooh.
Into the Twilight is an Earbud Media production. You can follow us on Twitter at Into the Twilight or on TikTok at Into the Twilight Show. You can find me at Cody Corral on Twitter and Allie at Alexandria Does. And you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Into the Twilight. We have merch, so much stuff. All those links are in the episode description. And make sure to rate and review us on your favorite podcast hosting platform. It really helps the show. Thanks. Bye.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media, audio for everyone.